James C. Johnson by Michaela Lathrop. James C. Johnson was born on July 4, 1829 in Stockbridge, Vermont. His parents' names were Mary Lucreta Burke and Nathaniel Johnson. Both of his parents were born in Vermont. James had 2 sisters and 3 brothers, Louisa, Frederick, Sarah, Arthur, and Napoleon. Out of the 6 kids, he was the oldest. James enlisted in the war on August 29, 1862, at the age of 30. He was mustered in on October 23, 1862. In July of 1863, James was in the Battle of Gettysburg. He fought on Cemetery Hill and Cemetery Ridge. Along the way, he was injured, not allowing him to fight in the war any longer. The Battle of Gettysburg was one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War. It was fought from July 1st to July 3rd in 1863. Throughout the 3 days, about 53,000 people died. In this time, James was in Company C in the 16th Regiment of Vermont. On August 10, 1863, James was mustered out of the army. Life in the war was probably very bloody, especially if you're in the Battle of Gettysburg. There was a horrifying amount of lives that were lost and injured. Life in the war would also probably be very upsetting. Every person had at least known someone who died in one of the battles. It would also have been sad to see one of your best friends' heads right beside you get blown off. I'm sure the soldiers missed their families at an extreme amount, and their families missed them. Some of the things a soldier always had with them was a folding chair, a water canteen, a tent, a sword or a gun, maps, and of course they are always wearing their uniform. Before the soldiers were mustered into the war, their picture was taken and put into a gold and velvet box and framed to give to their family in case the soldier did not return home. When James was not fighting in the war, he was living in Windsor, Vermont with his wife Flora S. Johnson. James and Flora got married in 1883. James was 21 years older than Flora. The rest of his life, James worked as a hotel keeper. Unfortunately, I could not find the hotel that he worked at. James and Flora's life at home must have been very quiet. The reason I think this is because they did not have any children to be loud. Here is a picture of a bathtub that James and Flora would have probably bathed in once a week. At the end of 1899 and the beginning of 1900, Flora died at the age of 51. Since James was 21 years older than Flora, he was only living alone for 5 years because he died shortly after on April 9, 1905. His death had nothing to do with his injury in the Battle of Gettysburg. Unlike very many people who died in the war, 750,000, James was lucky and lived till his late 70s. He ended up dying of old age. James died in Weston, Vermont. He was buried in Maple Grove Cemetery in Weston.